If my friend was to cut me off because I cheated on my man, I'll be thinking, like, did you want him or something?
As
like,
in?
what's your own? You lot are just not real friends. I feel like you're pick mes.
Yeah, Loki. I wouldn't want my man to want to do surgery because it's like, you're fine how you are. Like, and then I think they must think, but you're fine how you are. Like, why are you doing all this to your body?
Normally, I'd be like, why are you giving birth on live? Like, come on. Like, you couldn't. Why does everything need to be recorded? Yeah. However, in Chrisean's case, I have a little soft spot for her.
One Extra presents Pressed.
Hi guys, it's your girl Adeola Patronne. You know the vibes already.
Hi guys, it's me, Mariam Musa, your Miss Unproblematic, and welcome back to the Press Podcast. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't do the woo.
Oh, woo! What I'm gonna say next is, guys, what has me pressed? Let's just get straight to it.
What has you pressed?
Well, the whole situation of cheating, friendships involved in cheating.
I love this conversation.
Okay, good, because we're going to have some opinions, guys. And we want you guys to hashtag as well your opinions, because everyone's had opinion on this. So, not sure if you guys have seen on Twitter, but basically a girl tweeted, "You stopped talking to me because I cheated on my man, question mark. That's very crazy and unserious because that can't be the basis of the friendship." So that done numbers on Twitter, and I feel like there was so many like mixed reviews on it. Some people were like, why are you like ending the friendship? And some people were like, well, of course I'll end the friendship. I wanted to ask your opinion and also see what you think about it, because for me, I feel like it's a hard one, because someone tweeted something like, sorry, but if my girl cheats on her man, I assume she's got her reason. That, when she said that, I was like, I think the idea of cheating is just wrong. Cheating is wrong in its own. However, if my friend came to me and said, babe, I effed up, I done this, I shouldn't have done it, I feel bad, I'm not going to end the friendship, you know? Because I believe that people make mistakes the same way like guys do all the time, and their boys don't bat an eyelid. I can give my friend the same grace. I wouldn't end it, but I'll let her know, okay, don't do it again, or tell him. Do you know what I mean? If don't do it again, or tell him. So ending it, no, because I don't believe that, especially if she's done nothing to me, and especially when the friendship's been so good, I can't just judge her off of that one mistake. That's my view. What's yours?
No, I agree. If my friend was to cut me off because I cheated on my man, I'll be thinking, like, did you want him or something?
As
like,
in?
What's your own? I think it's like, you could give your opinion and say that she shouldn't have done that. It's like when your siblings do something wrong, like you just tell them off a bit, but I'm not going to stop being your brother and sister unless it's something that affects me. So it's like, why are you so mad about my mistake?
Because it's like you're taking the
paracetamol for my headache. The only time I'd get it is if it was a thing where how she cheated was like, let's say she had another friend that I thought my friend was close with.
Okay, explain it a bit more.
So, for example, I'm going to use you.
Okay.
You've cheated on your man. Okay. And then you have your friend called Abigail, who I know you're really close with. Okay. Wait, huh?
So, Mariam, I've cheated.
Oh, and then you cheated on him with Abigail's man.
Oh, okay. Then,
then I'd be like, I'll look at you a bit sideways, because it's like, I'd be thinking, well, Abigail's your close friend. How have you cheated on your man with your close friend's man? Like, I don't know about you anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because then I'm like, I'll be like, okay, you have it in you to not only be unfaithful to your man, but also to your friends. So I don't really want you around me like that.
I think that's the perfect way to describe it, because then from that you
or if it was like your sister or something, anyone close around you that I would expect you to have respect and loyalty to, then I'd be like, okay, I don't think this friendship.
Don't feel it. No, and I think that's right. I think a lot of the time, I think it's just a thing where it's like, I think the main thing is the cheating. Cheating is always going to be frowned upon. You shouldn't be cheating regardless. And if you do cheat, I'm hoping that it was out of you being drunk. It was a mistake, and you have guilt. Because when the way she even tweeted was like, that's crazy and unserious. You stopped talking to me because I cheated on my man. It's like as if cheating on my man is not a big deal. Yeah. And I think it is a big deal. Do you think?
No, obviously, it's a big deal. I'll be like, whoa, babe, like your man. Like, especially if it seemed like a shock to me, like your man is such a good guy. Like, where did this come from? Like, how did you even get to making that decision? I just don't think I could
just cut my friend off. I can be angry at her. But do you think
someone said, yes, because you're a shit person and I will not associate myself with people whose morals and ethics are nowhere to be found. And then somebody else said, it's very reasonable. Not saying I would necessarily do the same in this situation, but people can end their friendship with you if they disapprove of how you treat others.
I do. Do you know what? With that, I understand. But then I think it makes you open the question of, if you're talking about morals, there's so many other types of moral. Cheating isn't the only thing. You can have a friend that lies a lot. You can have a friend that does so many other things. She can be bitchy. She could be a gossip. And to you, morally, I don't F with that. But doesn't mean I have to cut you off. I can let you know, like, babe, I don't like the way you move. I don't like the way you're treating your man. I don't like the fact you cheated. Like, it's weird, babe. You'll be like, I'm looking at you sideways, but doesn't mean I'm going to cut you off. You telling your friend that should be able to, if you are a friend to that friend as well, I feel like you should be able to tell your friend about herself, let her know, this is wrong. I don't appreciate that. If you want to be friends with me and you care about this friendship, as my friend, this is my line. I don't want to be friends with someone that cheats. I don't want to be friends with someone that gossips. And if that friend wants to be your friend and understands the hurt that is coming from you, like if you're hurt, I've done something, I should be able to be like, whoa, like, okay, right, I shouldn't have done that. Like, it's actually affecting my friend. Like, this is wrong. Like, regardless of how my friends feel, she's telling me that morally, this is not a right thing. But yeah, it's a hard one. Like, it is. I think it all depends. Like, you know how you use that example of if you slept with my friend's man who's in a relationship with my friend. Yeah. If you cheated and it was a mistake and you feel real remorse, you know, it happens. I can't judge because I'm not a saint either. I'm a sinner myself. Maybe not to the extent of that. But if you have real remorse and you regret it and you're not going to do it again, then I'm not going to cut you off. I'm just going to
I feel like cutting someone off is a bit of a stretch. Yeah. Like,
but I think people want people just to be good. Like,
for example, let's say like your friend calls you. Yeah. Because I just feel like, especially if you're my friend of so many years, why are you cutting me off because I cheated? Especially if we should never, like, let's say you kind of, how can I say this? You kind of have friends that you kind of, I'm not surprised you cheated. Like, you know, like, you had it in you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you kind of know your friends. Yeah. Whereas if a certain friend said they cheated, I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, and especially if you know that relationship as well. Like, you know that relationship. You're a bit like, what happened? What made you decide to do that?
So I would think if you are friends with someone, morally, you would kind of know that she's not a cheat, because if that's so high up in your morals, you kind of already know that she's not a cheater. So why are you cutting her off? Because clearly there must be something that drove her to that. So it's a bigger picture. So as a friend, like, that's where you come in into, not like come in to like support her, but that's the whole basis of a friendship. It's not always like Rosie going out to eat brunches and like happy life. It's not that. And also what I was gonna say is, you know, like, my friend, not saying that I would ever be in a situation, but let's say I was having a rough time with my man. Yeah. And I don't know, I went somewhere that I shouldn't have been, and then my man's getting onto me, and I call you, for example. I think I've done this with you the other day. The thing is, it's not even like I'm even in that situation, but I just thought, let me just make sure the girls know. And I called you one time and I was like, oh, babe, what did we do yesterday?
Nothing. I was like, we were chilling together, like, why?
Even if I didn't, even if I wasn't with you, I just feel like it's just
girl code. It's like sometimes, like, it doesn't mean you're cheating. It just means, maybe I told a white line where I was. I don't want that drama, like, but I have your back. Like, I know the drill, like, how you would. So why would I cut you off for that? Like, do you know what I mean?
Actually, I don't know. Why are you calling me?
Yeah, like, you were blah, blah, blah. Like
no. I just feel like you lot are just not real friends. I feel like you're pick mes.
Yeah, Loki is giving me. Because when I saw that, some people were tweeting, I would cut you off. I'll cut you off. It's like, but your man
friends would not cut your man off.
And the things that men do that are way worse to you personally, you stay, you go back, you allow it, you keep the cycle going. But your friend that effed up one time, that's meant to be there, you're like, I'm cutting you off for what? And I believe, I know they say this thing like, oh, just because they've done that to someone, you'll think, oh, they're going to do that to me. But I don't think that. Like, everyone's different. So people thinking like, oh, if you're capable of cheating on your man, what are you going to do to me? First of all, I'm not checking you. You're not even in my vision. I don't know what you want. I don't care for that. So why on earth would I come for you? It's you know, some things are so separate. And now, why are you making it about you? If anything, tell me what I done wrong. And as a friend, you should be able to, like, call me out. Fair enough. Call me out. And then also give me advice what to do next. Exactly. And then also just be my friend at the same time, especially if you feel guilty about something. You're already low. You don't need people adding on top of you.
Yeah, I feel like, especially if they already know they've done something well, it's not like, I cheated on my man. Ha, ha, ha. I could just get a next one. Ha, ha, ha. Like, she might actually feel really bad as it is. And then, I get, like, you could tell her you don't agree with it and then move on. But cutting it off, like let's
not do
not
that.
all act like we're like higher than everyone else. We're gonna move on to the hotline, see what has you guys pressed this week. Also, don't forget you can send in to our WhatsApp to let us know what has you guys pressed anytime you like. 24/7, we'll pick up whenever you want. You can reach us on, also I'm going to do the international because, you know, press is international, baby. +44 75 94 520584. That was +44 75 94 520584.
Babe, it's giving babe station.
That's what I felt like calling, text. Okay, let's go. This is the press hotline. Hi, Adeola and Mariam.
Who's Mariam?
I don't know why I said it like that. I was hoping you wouldn't clock. Like sometimes, babe, don't judge your friends.
Babe, I
do you
don't.
know what I mean?
Every time the next
I know.
I've been better this
but
year.
You'll be smiling. Hi, Adeola and Mariam. I have been with my boyfriend for 5 years. We met at the first week of uni. He is the love of my life and the best thing that has ever happened to me. So this makes me sad. He is really insecure about his height. We are both 5'7" and I love us, but he has had this issue for a while. And when the story started coming out about men doing knee BBLs instead of BBLs, knee BLs.
Okay.
He made a joke about getting one and I laughed it off thinking nothing of it. But recently he mentioned it again, this time saying he has started making inquiries about getting the surgery and saying it will cost him 50k abroad and he wants to start saving. This makes me really sad. I just don't think he needs it, and if I don't think you need it, who exactly are you trying to impress, if not me? It's a very serious surgery and I can't support him through this, and we have been talking about saving to buy a house together, which can't happen if he is saving for this surgery, which just shows me he must not be taking our progress seriously. What should I do? Should I support him or talk him out of this? I just don't understand why he wants to do this.
Why do you think he wants to do it if he's in a relationship and his missus is like has loved him from the day dot as he is? She probably has, unless like I'm hoping she hasn't insinuated anything about his height, or do you know what I mean? Why would you want to do that if your girlfriend loves you exactly as you are for this 5 years straight?
I think it's just a deep insecurity that he probably had before her. I feel like there's certain things, like, because we've had surgery, I feel like, I don't know about you, but there's certain surgeries you probably would have done regardless if your man said,
yes,
I love you, I love you, you're beautiful. Like, you might have just had it in the back of your head, like, well, I'm always, like, you always said you always knew you was gonna, what was it, your boobs?
I was always
always knew you was gonna do your boobs. So if you did have, or do you think if you had a man then that loved you,
I think it's more of what makes me feel feminine. Like I always knew, so that might be his thing to make him feel manly, because let's be real, like I think a lot of girls love a taller man, like, you know, they say 6 foot gang or above, like that's what I hear anyways, and that's what I like, I can't like, but I would probably try and convince, like if he really wants to do it, 50k though, and especially that's basically, you could get like, that's going towards a deposit for a home. Like,
you can probably get 2 homes. This is low key.
Really?
Maybe
25.
Yeah, 25. Yeah.
That's true. I think she should ask him again. Like, why do you want it? If it's for his personal thing, I would say, well, can't you wait till after we bought the home? Like, and I'll support you then. Like, let's get our stuff done, because I love you regardless of the height. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not going anywhere, this height. So why don't we do what's important now, get it done, and then if you still feel the same after we've done it, then I'll support you, I'll help you say whatever, because that's what you want. You want your partner to support your decisions. And I know, as long as it's not life changing.
I think if his life isn't gonna be at risk, I don't actually know much about the procedure of this knee BL. So I guess if his life is not at risk, and I don't know what the risks are of the surgery, but I think if it's something that he knows he's going to do regardless if he's with me or not, I don't think it's worth walking away if you're saying he's the love of your life.
That's true. Is there anything that, okay, if your partner was in this situation, say it's something that you really want, was there anything that you really wanted to do, that regardless of what your partner said you were going to do? And also, if that was the thing, how much would he convince you to not do it? Do you think you're convinced? Do you think you could be convinced?
Even
not
when
to do it?
I had a man when I was doing my boobs,
and he didn't
want me to do it, and he didn't even like the fact that I didn't tell my mum, and he was still trying to convince me on the day I told you, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell your mum," and I was like, so he even made me tell my mum. So I chose to tell my mum then to not do it.
Is it?
Because I just knew, like, I wanted it done.
I'm gonna do it.
I feel like sometimes when you're already in that mindset and you've already, like, sometimes you've already envisioned your life after surgery. So now when I have titties, I'll wear this dress, that dress. Do you know what I mean? So he's probably like, so now when I'm 6 foot, I will do this. I'll do, like, you already. And
it's about the feeling, how, it's like how it makes you feel. So he must not feel, because when you think of surgeries, like when I think of the surgeries I've done, which I think my main one is the boobs, it's all about making me feel like a woman, feeling good in like that woman body that I am. And maybe for him, like, men only want to do stuff to be more of a man, in my opinion. Like 6-packs, you want to feel more like I'm a man. Like, you know how people do the whole 6-pack surgery, they want to do the shortcut of things. But don't you find it's like some things you can't actually control? Like, you know how they're like, I'll go gym, you can sort things out, but you can't get taller, you can't grow boobs, you can't, there's certain things that unfortunately surgery needs it. But that's a hard. I know how men feel like, because I wouldn't want my man to want to do surgery, because it's like, you're fine how you are, like, and then I think they must think, but you're fine how you are. Like, why are you doing all this to your body? And it's like, well, it's in my mind.
But no, I don't think you should leave him though, personally.
I don't think you should leave him. Maybe I would say have one more conversation with him and ask and find out the deep core rooted issue, because everything comes from a deep core rooted issue. Like, when you really think about it, something must have triggered him, or something has been going on in his head where he's like, nah, like, I'm too short, because that's probably what it is. Do you know what I mean? I'm just too short. And then have the conversation. I would just say, can you not do it after we bought the house? Because
or at least had the savings for the house and then move on to the other one.
Yeah, I agree. Hey Peaches, if you're enjoying this video, you should know that you can listen to every episode of Pressed on BBC Sounds, with a new episode every Friday. But now let's get back to the video, shall we?
It's time for Madness with Maz.
Okay.
Madness. I was saying Madness with Maz really suits you, babe.
Because I'm a madness myself.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, let's move on to the madness with Maz. So I feel like, Adeola, this week has been a lot of madnesses, but when is there never? The first thing, because I want you to kind of fill me in on this, because I haven't been following it, I know you have.
Okay.
So if you guys don't know, Chrisean Rock has given birth on Instagram Live. So did you see it?
Yes. I mean, I didn't see the whole live, but I saw clips of it after.
Okay, what did you see then?
I saw people was basically getting onto her, saying that, like, what have we come to? She's literally given birth on IG Live.
They say, what have we come to?
Babe, she was literally giving birth on IG. I've never seen anything like that.
YouTube, and they edit it like nicely.
But that's after. This one is live in action.
Oh my God.
So she was giving birth, and then obviously as she was live giving birth, Blueface was out with his new girl. Well, not really his new girl, his old baby mama.
Oh, I saw all of that. Like, I saw them comparing the pictures as well. So much around them.
Yeah, so there was basically saying, oh, while Chrisean's giving birth, Blueface is, I think he was out at one event with his
current girlfriend.
His current girlfriend. So there was people talking about that, and then there was people also like kind of like, why is this girl giving birth on live? But you know what?
Ooh.
I'd be like, why are you giving birth on live? Like, come on, like, you couldn't. Why does everything need to be recorded? However, in Chrisean's case, I have a little soft spot for her. I think she's very publicly known to be in the worst type of relationship, have the worst type of baby.
I just can't believe that's her brand, you know. When I see these things, I'm like, how are you cool with it?
Literally, and I feel like everyone wants the best for her. Like, everyone wants to support her to not go back to this guy, because he's just toxic. He hits her, he talks to her like she's nothing. Like, we won't, like, we literally see it live in 4K on the show. So I feel like every time she separates from him, you always see all these celebrities like bring her in, shout her out, just so that she can feel supported. And I feel like nobody wanted him to be in the labour room anyway. Like, nobody really wants them to be together or supports it. And I feel like everyone low-key feels like they're not a part to play, but everyone just likes to support her. Like, so I feel like she needs that support. So I feel like on the live she was getting that encouragement and that support, and like I think the internet support really just helped her to make her feel like she doesn't need this guy.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I'll say, like, okay, like I would rather her be doing that and lean into the internet than to be in an abusive, toxic relationship.
Yeah, because you know what's so crazy when I think of Chrisean and Blueface is when I saw so many like pictures of her before she met him, she was like a track star. She looked so good. Did she have the gap then as well?
No, she got it from he used to have this show on one of these apps where you have to pay subscription for, and it was kind of like not a fighting show, but you know when there's a group of girls in the house together and like she had a fight and then somehow her tooth came out.
Oh, is that from the fight?
From the fight.
Whoa.
Yes. I don't know if it was something to do with the fight. I don't know if she fell or whatever.
But wait, how do you always have a gap? Because I've got two here. If one knocks me out, technically it's not in the middle, it'll be just one out. Like it wouldn't be a middle gap because hers is the middle gap, right?
Yeah, I think it's like her tooth actually fell out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so now there's just a gap there, but she has like the screw on teeth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where I learned Chrisean from was from this show called Baddies. So if you guys don't know what Baddies is, it's basically where a group of like what you classify as bad B girls who thinks they're, you know, they're running ish, you know, they're making their money, they're bosses, come together and they're under a house where it's kind of run by Natalie Nunn, who's also like the ultimate baddie.
Yeah.
And then they obviously do gigs, they do shows, and they fight as well, they party, they turn up. So it's kind of wild. So that's how I found her.
Yeah.
And then obviously throughout that she started dating Blueface, and then on and off, whatever, and then they have their own show. So from what I've seen her, she likes to turn up. She's like a crunk. She's very like turn.
Yeah.
So when they announced the pregnancy, I was so shocked because obviously I have also seen online like the way he talks to her, the way he comes for her. It's very toxic.
So bad.
So I not that I feel sorry for the child, but I'm so sorry for the baby was developed
situation.
in that situation. But like it's crazy. I've never seen anyone give birth like. Could you do that?
No way.
No, because you know
I wouldn't even want that, babe.
You're in so much you're just not
and
even
you're just
with it.
hoping for a safe delivery, safe, healthy baby.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Oh, babe, don't say that. Someone said that, and everyone was angry at them for saying they want a healthy baby. But go on.
But it's like you don't know things that are going on in that room, and it's like I want to be in control of what people know. Like someone could just walk in and just say anything, and that's gonna be on the internet, whether I want it or not. Yeah. So for me, it's a bit too. There's no privacy.
There's no privacy, and I think like, do you know what's so crazy? Like, did you see that clip of her where she was crying in the water? I think she was like, I don't want to be famous anymore. So I'm just like, but don't you think like once you get into the fame, it's really you can't really get out because it's your livelihood now. Like you make your money, you make your relevancy because people are up to date with you, and not always good things. What makes you the money or what gets you the views and all of that is people seeing that raw drama, the toxicness, the breakdowns, the bad, the highs, the lows. So I feel like for her, she's kind of stuck in it in a way with like, even if she does have a baby, I would be shocked if it's a quiet, we don't know much about it until maybe 6 months later. Like,
I think
she's been a mom.
is quite an open person, but I feel like a lot of her sadness that we do see is from the relationship. And also like she has a lot of people around her that like her family that will say to her, leave him, and want the best for her. And I think, you know, when you know that too, but she like, it's like a projection, like she'll get angry and like she has all these comments coming at her for being in the relationship as well. So I feel like it's like a constant battle for her. So I think also being in the public as well, when everyone's telling you to leave a guy and then you leave him and then you go back to him and you leave him, you go back to him.
Because some people do that behind the closed door. So it's just a bit more for her because she does it. She does
exactly.
it live.
So it's like everyone's just there in her ear. So
but don't you think though she should, if she is doing that, I feel like she shouldn't show everyone she's back for him to when it's good, where it's so good.
But the thing is,
like,
they do have good times, but it'll be like a day or so. And
that's what I mean. Like, as in, she needs to have it where it's like a consistent 6 months, just 6 months, or at least 3 months if you can't do 6 months, where you know that we haven't actually had a toxic moment in a minute.
Blueface, I've realised he's not a normal man.
Is he?
Yeah, he's not someone.
I don't see it. Like, he's
like,
not in my.
Even if it wasn't Chrisean, like, even with this new baby mum, even how he talks and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna make you the next big star. Like, he really feels like he makes girls can drop them. I'm the man. You'll do this. I made you. If you hit me, I'll put my hands on you. Like, he's very like a very, very toxic person, and I think she also wanted to be strong and be like, I can hold my own. All of this, so they would clash a lot. I feel like it was more him, even though she has her own traits. You could tell she has trauma as well.
Because I do see it, like, when I watched how she was before, like, she was a proper track star. She went to school, she finished school, like, she actually she had the steps. So, and then when you see her, so, you know, when she's drunk and turn, it's like, whoa, how can you be from this to that? And it's like, what changed your life? Blueface. It's mad what
bad person
can do to you, and especially when they come in all gold and light, like as if they're meant to be a good person.
And then
but it was a boy, wasn't it? She gave birth.
Yeah, she named him Chrisean.
That's you know how men love it when you give them their first son. Like,
he has a son already.
Has he?
Yeah, with his baby mum. And
the one is the baby mum the one he's back with now?
Yeah. They have a son together already. Yeah.
And she was the first one technically before Chrisean.
Yeah, and there was always clips of her doing crazy stuff as well. Like,
is it?
Yeah, like she was trying to get into the house one time. She was saying she was gonna break the window down. Like, Blueface is known to have these toxic.
it sounds mad to everyone, but I've never had a toxic relationship.
And you say this with a big smile on your face,
like,
as you want to experience it one day.
You know, I'm gonna experience just once to be like, what? But I have had a toxic relationship, but not in the sense where like you're banging down my door and you're no, like low-key, I just need that once. And I'm like, is that the door? Is that the door? He's not leaving. Just once, like,
love this mad guy.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's like, love me hard like that. Like love me. Yeah.
I feel like girls say this until they get into that situation and they're scared and they're like, I really want him to leave me alone, but he's really not leaving me alone.
But low-key, I just want that once. Like, just be obsessed with me, be crazy. Like,
the next guy, I'll tell him, like, you know, just turn up to our house and bang the window. Just please do it for me.
You know what I say? Be careful what you wish for, man. Let me know. I'm happy with my non-toxic like that. But speaking of like kids and like giving birth, I saw a tweet that was like doing numbers on socials basically. So I'm going to read it out to you.
Read it.
So two people of colour who went to a predominantly white school, would you send your children to a predominantly white school? And I thought that was quite interesting because we both like grew up in a predominantly white area, and I went to a predominantly white school, and obviously Chrisean now, you know, she's giving birth, maybe her child's gonna go to a predominantly white school. What do you think of that? Because some people were like yes, some people were like no, and I see the pros and cons to both. I can't lie.
No, I wouldn't let my child go to a predominantly white school.
But what happens if the circumstances of where you live is
predominantly
white? Like, do you know what I mean? Work could be why you're living in somewhere like, I don't know, any area that is good opportunity for you and the family. Ignore like the school. It could be a really good school. Okay, fortunately there's predominantly white people. How do you see it like this?
Like, babe, I feel like our kids will go to the same school.
Yeah, I feel like I want a mixed school. I don't want it to be predominantly white.
Like, but they're not gonna feel like a minority.
Yes, I think that's the best way to say it, because once you're
to be fair, they could feel as a minority in terms of like, it might not be the most, like, we're always going to be the minority, but in terms of like, oh my gosh, mum, there's only 2 or 3 black people in the whole school. I don't want that. Like, I at least want black teachers, black, like just a good mix so they could relate.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is, not feeling left out and different, because obviously now I feel like everyone knows about different cultures and like different foods, different heritage, and they're not ignorant to it, they're not rude to it. And I'm hoping like adults and parents are teaching their kids about all of this before they get into school. So yeah, when I was growing up, I always felt quite like everything I did, no one really understand. Like my back.
And babe, Black History Month would be uncomfortable. Or when you're reading the book of and the word
and the N-word.
Yeah, we learn about slavery in school. Like when you're learning about slavery, everyone wants to look at you and be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
and it's, you're opening the books and all those pictures and it, like I just don't want my child to have to go through that uncomfortability.
And also as well, like just not. I don't want my child to ever feel undesirable just because of this colour of her skin, because she's in an area where no one appreciates that or can see her beauty. I never want that for her. Or even something as stupid as, can I touch your hair? Like, I hope like everyone at this stage is past that. Like every child should be past that at this stage. Like, you can't be doing that. But the benefits, not the benefits, but some of the pros that I did find was, I feel like maybe I was, so you know, like my music taste, I know it's really dumb, but I feel like my music taste is influenced by what I grew up to, like, because of the area I was in. So because I grew up with quite around a lot of white people, like, not, I feel like I listened to very much pop music, and I feel like those kind of music for me played an impact in how I am. Like, do you know what I mean? I was very happy-go-lucky, girly girl, pop land, and I think I'm glad that I kind of grew up to that, and I feel like it kind of plays a part of who I am in such a nice way.
I feel like your music would have been the same though. I feel like if you were into music,
I think I like any type of music, but I think if you was to go on, like, to this day, if you was to go on my music app, you know how at the end of the year you have like a what's your most genre, that's because of what I grew up to, and I think that's what just, do you know what I mean? Like, I would rather a song. Maybe it's a bit different, but that's just my reflection. I think it's just because of what I grew up to.
Okay,
that's
what's another pro? Because I don't feel like that's a pro like that. I feel like you
but it's
would
positive though.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
think it's
you
positive.
would have liked that kind of music if you grew up in a black area.
As
Because there's some black
not
people
that I don't like it,
No,
but
not
I
that you
feel
don't
like
like it, but I feel like there's other people like that also in London that would also, like, you will mention something and they'll be like, oh yeah, I love that too, but I would still be like, oh, I don't like that.
Oh, then maybe it's just more preference. I feel like, but I do believe that influenced in my taste in things as well. Like, when I say that, I think another.
Because I don't feel like there's any pros going into predominantly white. Not white, actually.
But I don't think that I've not pros, but I think I don't know.
I feel like there's
no, you say, because
I was gonna say I feel like there's more
cons.
I
feel like
pros.
than pros. There's
like
more cons.
Less confidence.
Yeah, definitely. There's less confidence. There's less relatability and less like feeling like yourself and feeling comfortable.
And then when I think,
but it does build character though. I'll be honest,
so.
Like, it does build character.
To build, like, you know, like,
character
strong
that way.
Thingy.
But then I think it does. I don't think. Do you know what? I don't think it's about the predominantly. It might not be about the amount of white people. I think is the actual education behind it.
I think, and the area as a whole.
Yeah. So if it's a predominantly white school, but it happened to be the top 3 schools, and your child is going to be this successful, like, you never know, but could be more successful just because of the fact there's more opportunities, there's better teachers, there's better curriculums. Then of course, like, if that's what your aim is, for your child to have the best of the best, and if it just happens to be in an area where it's predominantly white and the people are predominantly white anyways, then what can you do?
Do you know what I think as well? I think if let's say they did have to go to a predominantly
white school
or
white area,
area, I do think, I guess then it would be, I would see it as my job to make them feel included in other places, such as their social life. Make sure they're going around people, so they do know that, okay, outside of school it might be like that there, but still know who you are, get your confidence here or there, so when you do go to school, you don't feel like
you have to fit into their thing.
To fit into this. Do you know what I mean? So I think
I will give it to my parents, you know, because we did have, like, people in our community, like aunties and uncles, not really blood, that we met their school kids and stuff, and that allowed me to also, like, be part of that, which is really nice. So you never catch me outside of school with them. And like the 1 or 2 white friends that I had that were actually my friends, like, they come to my house, we go to the town together, cinema. But as a whole, I did have, like, a nice outside circle, which was good. So I think for me, I think I've been through it, so I know I don't want that. Like, it's not the best, but you just don't. But
sometimes you can't help it.
And also, we don't know what it's going to be like once we go, when we have kids, and how it is for them. I think obviously back then it was a lot more, like, heavily, like, you can tell the difference. They weren't as, you know, entwined. But I feel like now a lot more younger kids are just more accepting. They're not as judgmental, and they kind of know what they can and can't say. Because everything's a bit sensitive now anyways. They are very, like, about things. So
true. But guys, let us know what you would do and what you think on that topic.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching, Peaches. Remember, you can listen to every episode of Pressed on BBC Sounds and be the first to hear more from us right here. Make sure you subscribe to BBC Sounds YouTube channel.